Hello, baseball fans. King Ikeboo coming to you live from the underground bunker deep beneath Nationals Park, Washington, D.C., where today we're going to have our third Game 7 of the round of 32 of the Expos Championship. And today's Game 7 is between the 1991 Montreal Expos and the 2018 Washington Nationals. This is how the series has gone so far. This is Montreal's the 25th seed, the 91s, and the 2018 Washington are the 8th seed. Game 1 went to Washington 5-4. Game 2, Montreal 6-4. So they went back to Montreal, tied one game apiece. Game 3 was won by the Expos 9-2. But then games 4 and 5 were the last two games at Olympic Stadium were won by Washington 3-1 and 7-1. Then they came back to Washington for Game 6, and Montreal stayed alive with a 5-2 victory. So that leads us here to our game number 7. Here are the brackets so far of our Expos Championship, and we have one game left, and the winner of this series will face 1977 Montreal, who upset the 1982 Expos 4-2. And it's the third Game 7 involving the Washington Nationals, and it's the third Game 7 with Steven Strasburg on the mound going for the Nationals. First time we'll see Brian Barnes. Now these two teams met up in game number 3, and it was won handily by, that's the 9-2 game. So they really took Strasburg out of the game very quickly. He only pitched 3 innings. Gave up, it has an 18 ERA, while Brian Barnes went 7 innings and got the victory and only gave up a 1 run or 2. I can't think on the fly. We're going to take my time today. Last time I was rushing because I had to get back to work. Today it's a Sunday afternoon, no work, so we can relax. Hopefully I won't make as many mistakes. I'm rusty. If you are in Canada and you're rusty, then you are a chicken. I don't know, people who are old will know what I'm talking about. The chicken named Rusty every morning on CBC television. Anyway, that's me, I'm Rusty. Anyway, today we are going to play this game between Brian Barnes and Steven Strasburg, Montreal 1991 and 2018 Washington. Here's the lineup for the Expos of 1991. Delino DeShields is the DH. He is leading off. Batting second, the second baseman, Brett Barbary. Batting third, the center fielder, Marquise Grissom. Batting fourth, the right fielder, Larry Walker. Batting fifth, the left fielder, Davey Martinez. Batting sixth, the third baseman, Tim Wallach. Batting seventh, the catcher, Ron Hasse. Batting eighth, the first baseman, Andres Galarraga. Batting ninth, the shortstop, Spike Owen. You can see already that this Expos team hits much better than the other one from 1975. There's some not great batting averages. There's some good ones, but everybody's batting at least 200. That's a good thing. And now the lineup for the Washington Nationals of 2018. Very similar lineup to the 2017 team. Only thing, we have a rookie in the cleanup spot that we have to deal with. Juan Soto is in this lineup. So that's even, to me, that's even a better lineup than the 2017 lineup, which was ferocious. Anyway, here's leading off and playing shortstop, Trey Turner. Batting second, the right fielder, Bryce Harper. Batting third, the third baseman, Anthony Rendon. Batting fourth, as mentioned, the rookie left fielder, Juan Soto. Batting fifth, the DH, Ryan Zimmerman. Batting sixth, the first baseman, Daniel Murphy. Batting seventh, the catcher, Matt Wieters. Batting eighth, the second baseman, Wilmer Defoe. And batting ninth, the center fielder, Michael Taylor. You can see the leaders so far. Andres Galarraga has 3 home runs from the 8th spot in the lineup. Ivan Calderon has 2 stolen bases. He probably should be in the lineup, but he is not very good against right-handed pitchers. So instead we have Brett Barbary, who's a switch hitter and much better. But let's get this one underway. From Nationals Park, Game 7. All right, so Strasburg, this version of Strasburg, had a 3.74 ERA. Not the greatest Strasburg. I think the last one in 2017 was like 16-4 with ERA in the twos. Here he's an ERA of 3.74, 10-7, which may be why he got spanked in game one. He gave up 9 hits in 3 innings, 6 earned runs. So here's Delino DeShields. He is batting .231. In real life, he batted .238. Very similar. He did have 95 walks, and he steals a lot of bases, 56. So that's why he's batting leadoff. Though he's not a very good second baseman, .441, which is why he's a DH in this contest. Here's the pitch to Delino DeShields. Let's hope he gets on base. And he doesn't. He strikes out. Here's Brett Barbary. As we said, he's a switch hitter. He's batting .231. He has a 3.75 on base in the series so far. He's played about half the time. He's a good second baseman, or not great, but he doesn't make many errors. And his real life batting average was .353 with 2 homers and 18 RBIs. Here's the pitch to Brett Barbary. He gets the magic 6.66. Strasburg contributes a 5. Now, we didn't see any runs except for a bases loaded balk in the second game of the 3 game 7s. We could have a run in the second batter. Now, with King Ikebuluk, I wouldn't discount the 11 to 13 roll. So all we have to do is roll higher than 13. And we get a 55. It's a home run for Brett Barbary. And the 91s have an early 1-0 lead off Steven Strasburg. So Barbary, he only had 2 home runs all season. And now he has a home run here in this series. Here's Marquise Grissom. Not hitting very well. He's only batting .200. In real life, he was .267. Not a great on base percentage, but once again, 76 stolen bases. So if he can only get on here, he can do some damage. And here's the pitch. And he has a chance at a stolen base if he can get on the re-roll. We just have to avoid the 1 and the 6. And we hit the 6. Here's Larry Walker batting .217. He had to be better in real life. In 1991, he batted .290 with 16 homers, 64 RBIs. And so he's underperforming here in this series, but he has a chance at a home run. Let's see, we have to roll 36 or higher. Now, the way I roll, it's not a very good chance of that. Even though it's 50-50 chance, it's more like 75% chance I will not roll that. But let's see. Like I said, 1-2, he gets a single. Though he does have a chance at a stolen base. No, he doesn't. He doesn't, so he's stuck on first. Here's Dave Martinez. He's batting .389. Real life, he batted .295, 7 homers, 42 RBIs. He does have a homer in this series. Here's the pitch to Davey Martinez. And he has a check. Young Juan Soto is going to have a check of his defense right from the start. And we have to roll 22 or higher. Like I said, not a guarantee. Whoa, 6-6. We usually go way. We don't need a 6-6, but we got one. And it's first and third, 2 out. Here's Tim Wallach. He's batting .412, 500 on base percentage. In real life, he batted .225 with 50 walks. His slugging was only .335, so he didn't have his greatest season, but he's hitting well in this series. And let's hope for another one here. And he gets a walk. So bases loaded now with 2 out for Ron Hasse. Catcher, when they traded Gary Carter, the Expos did, they really struggled with catching for the next, 10 years at least. So here's Ron Hasse, .227 hitter. He's in the lineup basically because he's a left-handed batter. 1 homer, 14 RBIs. The other catchers are Gil Reyes. He's a good defensive catcher, but he only bats .217. Mike Fitzgerald, .202. Nelson Santavena, .250. But like I said, they're right-handed batters. they have 4 catchers on the roster, and Ron Hesse's the only left-hander, so that's why he's in the lineup. He's batting .250, and he needs a hit here to not waste the bases loaded. And he waits it because he rolls the easy ground ball to Defoe to end the inning. So after 1/2 inning, the score 91's 1, and the 18's coming up to bat. Brian Barnes, left-handed pitcher, real life .422 ERA and a 5-8 record, but he pitched very well in Game 3. So, but like I said, everybody is available. Well, not everybody, but a lot of guys are available. I can't take them out. I can't show you their bullpen. We're not going to think about bullpen yet. We're going to think about him pitching well. Here's Trey Turner batting .296, real life .271, 69 walks. He has a 321 on base in the series. He has 19 homers, 73 RBIs, 43 stolen bases. Here's the pitch. That's a good one. Easy out for Barbary. 1 away. It's Bryce Harper. .249 hitter, 34 homers, 100 RBIs. He's in the 2 spot against the left-handed pitcher. He's batting .227, no homers in the series. You say he's due? He probably is. And he walks. Here's Anthony Rendon batting .375 with 2 homers. Real life .308 with 24 homers and 92 RBIs. Like we said, he is not his overpaid, underperforming self. He is actually a dominant hitter, which is why he got that big contract from the Angels in the first place. Barnes already has a base runner. And here's the pitch. And he strikes him out. 2 away. Here's the rookie sensation, Juan Soto. He batted .292 with 22 homers and 70 RBIs with 79 walks, 99 strikeouts. He's batting .227 in the series. So they're not hitting home runs, and that scares me because, you know, this game they're going to have to hit home runs sometime. Here's the pitch from the left-hander Barnes to the left-hander Soto. And, he's not a... There's his weakness. He walks a lot of guys. That should be the 3rd out. But because he's 5 across the board here, it is another roll. So he gets another roll, which is frightening. And this time he does walk. And it's a walk with the price. We know it very well. The wild pitch chance, of which last time we were together, rolled the balk instead of the wild pitch. We're all prepared for the wild pitch, but he rolled the balk, and that won the game. Let's see what will happen here. Oh, he hits the one good thing here, the 6. So no wild pitch. Here's Ryan Zimmerman. He's 0 for 8 in the series. Real life, .264, 1351. And the reason why he's 0 for 4 is because he pitches or plays only against the left-hander, and Barnes played very well last time. So let's see what happens here today. And he gets the last out of the inning. Line out to shortstop. Here is Andres Galarraga. .219 hitter. 9 homers, 33 RBIs. When he got to Colorado, his numbers skyrocketed because of the ballpark. Here he's playing in the Big O. Much harder place to hit. He's still batting in the series .273 with 3 home runs. So here's the pitch to Galarraga. And he gets a walk, although he has to steal with a G. And Wieters is a 4, so it's a good chance of him getting thrown out. If he hits the red, automatic throw out. If he hits a yellow, Wieters gets to throw him out. And if he gets a green, it's an automatic stolen base, which is what we're hoping for, a 7. And we got the 7. Galarraga steals second, and there's an error check, but he is a 51. So you have to roll higher than 51. 26 is not. So he will have to be happy with the stolen base. Here's Spike Owen with nobody out. He is a .255 hitter with 3 homers and 26 RBIs. he is a good hit and run man. I don't think he hit and run in this situation. He is also a left-handed batter, so you hope that he pulls the ball. That's what we're hoping for here. Pulling the ball. But he doesn't. He goes the other way. Trey Turner makes the play, and Galarraga is parked at second base. Here's Delino DeShields. He struck out first time up. And this time he hits a double because of Strasburg 6. They rolled a 6. Got the double. Delino DeShields is on second base. And it's now 2-0 91s. Just going to see if I can't see it here. That's his first RBI. No, it's his third RBI. I don't know if they keep it up to date here. It could be second or third RBI of the series. Here's Brett Barbary. He hit a home run last time up. We did not expect that. But we're just hopeful for a base hit. Here's the pitch. Ooh, close to another home run, but he got a 5, and he strikes out instead. Here's Grissom. He ground to Trey Turner last time up. 2 out now. And there's a chance of a hit. Now, if this was DC Stadium, it'd be an automatic out because it's impossible to get hits there. But it's Nationals Park, and all we have to do is roll a 21 or higher, which is not a given with the way I roll. But we got the base hit and the super speed. Delino DeShields should score, and he does. It's 3-0. Montreal. Strasburg's getting hit again. The 18 Strasburg, anyway. Here's Larry Walker. He singled first time up. Let's see if he can keep this rally going. Not this time. He's out on the 4 to Rendon. So Barnes has a 3-0 lead here in the bottom of the second. Let's see what he can do with it. Here's Daniel Murphy batting .333, .299 hitter in real life with 12 homers and 42 RBIs. And easy out that time to Spike Owen. Anytime you roll a 1 on the column, on the 4 column, then you're going to get an easy out. Here's Wieters. He is batting .286. In real life, he batted .238 with 8 homers. And he's a switch hitter. And he's batting .286 with no homers in the series. There's another easy out right to the pitcher. Barnes makes the play, 2 away. Wilmer Defoe. He is 7 for 21, .333. In real life, he batted .230 with 7 homers and 42 RBIs. Another switch hitter. And look at this. So because he is a switch hitter and he's batting right-handed, it's an out instead of a double. And we're through 2 complete innings, and it's 3-0 Montreal. Here's Dave Martinez. He singled last time. 5 hits already for the 91 Expos. And he gets a fly out. 1 away to a very good center fielder, Michael Taylor. Tim Wallach walked first time up. This time he has no chance of a reroll. It's an out to Rendon. He's a very good fielder. 2 away. There's Hasse, ground out to Defoe first time up. And he's going to strike out. So a better inning for Strasburg. Maybe settling down. In his first outing, he'd be out of the game by now. But he's still in the game, and he pitched very well in the 3rd inning. Here is Michael Taylor. He's batting .158, .227 hitter, 6 homers, 28 RBIs. And here's a pitch from Barnes. Anytime you get that 5, it's bad for Montreal. Except when they hit these 45 or 32. So this number 45 is interesting because if someone's on base, it goes to a wild pitch check. But if nobody's on base, it's just a fly out to center field. And there's 1 out. Here's Trey Turner. He grounded out to Barbary first time up. And he almost gets a home run, but he has a fly out to center field instead. 2 away. Bryce Harper. He walked first time up. And he's going to strike out this time. Good pitching by Barnes. And he has no hits through 3. Here's Galarraga. He walked first time up. And he almost got a hit, but it's a short fly to center field for the first out. Here's Spike. He didn't do his job first time up. He was supposed to pull the ball, but instead he went to Turner. Didn't advance the runner, but we scored 2 runs anyway in the inning. This time he gets the wonderful roll for the switch hitter. It is the automatic single. So he is on first, and we have the early hook base runner warning. So if we can get another guy on base in this inning, he will go to his B grades until the end of the inning. So that's our goal now for this inning. Here's Delino. Struck out and doubled, scoring a run in the second inning. Oh, close to getting someone on base. Here's Barber. He's homered and struck out. And it's going to be an error check. Defoe is a 63. Not much of a... Yes, he rolls a 62. So no early hook check. Bottom of the fourth, and Washington still doesn't have a hit. Here's Rendon. He struck out first time up. And he hits a ground ball to Spike Owen for the first out of the fourth inning. Soto walked first time. This time he's going to strike out. That's strikeout number 3 for Barnes. He has 2 walks for the series. 5 walks, 5 strikeouts. Here's Ryan Zimmerman. He lined out to shortstop first time up. And here is a good chance of being the first hit of the ball game. Spike Owen has to roll a 1 or 6. And he's safe, and there goes a no-hitter. Here's Daniel Murphy, grounded out first time up. 2 away, runner on first. Pitch from Barnes to the left-hander Murphy. And he walks. Like anything on the 5 is probably bad, unless they roll the 27s. So now there's 2 runners on for Matt Wieters. He grounded out weakly to Barnes first time up. And they're out of the inning. Spike Owen makes the play. And that's it for them in the 4th inning. So it's now 3-0 Montreal after 4 innings complete. Okay, we want to get on base here. Use his speed as 76 stolen bases. No, not this time. Line out to center field. 1 away here in the 5th. Larry Walker, 1 for 2, single and ground out. And he has a chance of a home run. Larry Walker. Okay, we have to roll higher than 36. 42 is higher. Can you believe it? Now we just have to roll higher than 1. That's higher than 1. Larry Walker puts it out of the ballpark. His second home run of the series. And it's now 4-0, 1991 Montreal. There's Dave Martinez, 1 for 2. 7 hits given up by Strasburg, 4 runs here in the 5th inning. And we have that early hook warning again. So another base runner is what we're looking for. Not this time. Ground out to Strasburg for the second out. Tim Wallach is 0 for 1 with a walk. And he grounds out. So that ends the 5th. And after 4.5, it is 4-0 Montreal. Here's Wilmer Defoe. He flied out first time. And he's going to ground out to Tim Wallach, a good third baseman, for the first out of the 5th. Michael Taylor flied out to center field. And he's going to get a walk this time, and he gets a chance of a stolen base. So it's a hold of 3 and a defense of 3. So it's a 36. So it's 50-50 chance of stealing the base. It's also a 50-50 chance of a caught stealing. So we got to roll 36 or lower. And we roll higher. It's 51. And he steals second. So runner on second base. 1 out. Trey Turner up. He's 0 for 2. So the bullpen is definitely going for Montreal. We're going to be very impatient. We can look at the relievers now. They have some good ones. Tim Burke, he's pretty good. Right-hander. Though he had a 4.11 ERA. and he didn't pitch well in the 2 games, but he's still a decent pitcher. We have Barry Jones. He's supposedly the closer. Scott Ruskin, the left-hander. Jeff Facero, left-hander. Mel Rojas. He can give up some home runs, but he's decent otherwise. Bill Sampson is not very good. Steve Fry, he walks everybody. Doug Pyatt. We have Rick Mailer from the Braves. He is below average. Chris Nabholz is a starter. He pitched in Game 4, but he's available here today, and he's a good left-hander. They have Oil Can Boyd. He had a great year in 1990, not so great in 91, but he's still decent. Dave Schmidt, he's been around forever, and he's bad. Dave Wainhouse, he's not good. Well, he walks everybody, but he doesn't give up any home runs, so in a home run situation, we might bring him in. Anyway, that's a taste of the bullpen. So we're going to face Trey Turner with a runner on second. And he gets the pop out for the second out. Brings up none other than Bryce Harper, who is due. He even has that 6-1. So he is a very dangerous hitter, as you might expect. Here's the pitch. And he gets a wonderful roll to Wallach to end the inning. So we go to the 6th. It's 4-0 still for the 91 Montreal Expos. Ron Hassey's 0 for 2. And he gets a walk. Okay, so at this point... Oh, they're taking him out. Here's where we need, again, that... well, they put him in because they can get no hit with that 3. But this guy walks everybody. We need that Game 7 button. We can always override after 3 batters if they don't want to take him out, put someone else in. I've done that several times. Anyway, because the game it's treating it like just another game in April or May maybe, but it's not. It's Game 7. So we are going to, let's see, we have this guy, Nick Sorizgo. Don't remember him. He gets on base a lot, and he's the fastest guy on the team. You got Ivan Calderon, who could come in. He's a 4. Junior Noboa. He plays every position almost. Not a very good hitter. Eric Bullock. He can run. So we have about 5 guys who have at least a 4. Might use one of them here. I'm going to use the worst hitter. It's a junior. Probably Bullock is the best chance of stealing a base, although I don't know if we want to steal off Wieters. So we could bring in, he plays everywhere, but not well everywhere. So we will pinch run with Junior Noboa. We're not going to try to steal. Here's Galarraga. Gets a 6, but 6-1. He's a short fly out to center field. Here's Spike Owen. So we're going to do that hit and run now. He's a good hit and run man, we said. He's going to do that now. What's going to happen? It's a double play on a hit and run. Oh. That's probably the worst roll, the 18. 18 and 10 are both bad. All right, here's Barnes. He's still going. Oh, we got to bring in a catcher. We're going to bring in Reyes. He's probably the best defensive catcher, though I think that 0 is pass ball, and he does errors. So we hope for no error checks. Maybe we should bring in Fitzgerald. He's got 53 for error and 4 on the pass ball. He's only a 2. So they're going to get stolen bases off of him, but I just hate errors and pass balls. Anyway, Fitzgerald comes in. He's going to play. He's going to catch. And here's Rendon to lead off the 6th inning. And there's a base hit. Only the second hit given up by Barnes. He is not going to bunt. You play halfway, Wallach. Here's Soto. He's walked and struck out. This feels like the inning that we're going to be in trouble. Here we go. He walks him. All right. We're going to bring in somebody, I think. We're going to bring in someone that doesn't walk everybody. He doesn't walk anybody. I'm going to bring in Tim Burke to pitch to Ryan Zimmerman. We give him that one in the one column. That's why he is not going to bunt. Let's see if they bring in a pinch hitter. I don't know. Let's see. No, he didn't. But he's still... Oh, see, that would have been another walk. We'd have walked the bases loaded if Barnes was still in there. But he gets the first out. Here's Murphy. Now he's facing the right-hander, and that means this is a home run instead of a fly-out. That's the price you pay for bringing in a right-hander now. Let's hope we avoid that. Instead, he gets a double play ball to end the inning. And so that inning that we had bad feelings about, we got out of it because of Tim Burke. Okay, here's Delano DeShields. He has doubled and struck out twice. So I think we are going to override this and bring in another pitcher because this is game 7. So we have Doolittle. He's very good, but he's the closer. This guy is not good. I'm thinking of left-hand. They don't have many left-handers. Yeah, so we're going to bring in a right-hander then. We're going to bring in... there. Should we bring in our buddy Coda Glover? No, he walks everybody. Don't want to do that to them. They have really... Well, Kelly's good. Okay, we're bringing Sean Kelly. He's very good. Sean Kelly's coming in. Like he doesn't give... This 11 is basically nullified because unless you roll a 6, gives up nothing in the hit column here, gives no walks, only a few. His only danger is this. And there's one pitcher I used, and this killed him. These two things here. So basically, if you roll a 4 column and then you roll a 2 or a 5, it becomes instead a 6. Which can lead to a lot of home runs. He's an extreme fly ball pitcher is what that means. So here's Sean Kelly wearing his A's hat to face Delano DeShields. Oh, I forgot to put it back on AI. But that doesn't matter really. Put that back. There's Brett Barbery's homered and struck out and grounded out. And he flies out this time to deep left field for the second out. Here's Grissom. He's 1 for 3. And he's out. Line out to right field. So good job by Sean Kelly. Okay. There's no tomorrow, so we're going to leave Burke in a little longer. He did very well in the last inning. He's doing well here. He strikes out Wieters. Defoe. He lines out. If it would have been a 5 or 6 instead of a 3, that would have been a triple. And Michael Taylor. No, we'll let them decide. I was thinking about pinch hitting, but you take away that great defender, even though they're down. Right, here's Larry Walker, who homered last time. He's 2 for 3. And he strikes out to Kelly. Machine Gun Kelly to face Davey Martinez, who's 1 for 3. And he's 1 for 4 as he pops out to second base. Great pitching by Kelly. Great managerial decision to bring in Kelly. Here's Tim Wallach. Instead of a rare play check, he has this 11 here, which is not good. So he pops out, or lines out, and that's it for the Expos in the 8th. And Burke, he's still pitching well. We'll leave him in. And he gets another out. Fly out to center field. Okay, Burke, thank you for your service. We're going to bring in Jeff Facero. Now, he has the opposite. He's extreme ground ball pitcher. So that's what we like. We have a decent defense, don't we? I don't know. I like doing this one. I don't care so much about the walk. In fact, if you did that, I know they always seem to suggest the walk. But what does it take away? This is still a walk. 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 And this is still a walk, whether it's 2 or 4. But this, if he gets this here, the 11, we have a good chance of taking away a home run. So that's what we're doing. Jeff Facero coming in. He is his 3rd appearance. He has a 2.44 ERA. And he's going to face Bryce Harper, Rendon, and then Soto probably too. Here's the pitch. Strikes him out. Here's Rendon. He's 1 for 3. Can you smell it, ladies and gentlemen? We're in the 8th inning. Could have another upset here. Oh, they're bringing up Kelly and bringing Ryan Madsen. He's going to face Fitzgerald. We're leaving him in. He's in for his defense. Here's a possible error. Murphy, 65. The only way we roll an error is if it's a 6-6. And we don't get rolls like that. 1 away. Galarraga, he stays in because of his 1 defense. And he strikes out. Spike Owen. Spike Owen hit into a double play. He had 2 bad at-bats and 1 very good at-bat with a single. This time he has a chance of an error, but Trey Turner doesn't make errors. 55. And he's out. All right, here we are. Bottom of the 9th. 4-0 lead for Montreal. Jeff Facero on the mound. Soto's walked twice and struck out once. Ooh, I saw that 6 pop up and I said, no! But it was a 36, so it's a strikeout. Ryan Zimmerman. We're going to leave Facero in so he can face Daniel Murphy. He gets a ground ball to Barbary. Easy out. We're down to the last out. Lefty on lefty. Daniel Murphy. He's walked once and he's ground to a double play and he's grounded out. Last chance. It's a rare play chance. And no, it's a dribbler based on his speed. 50-50 chance of being out. He is out. And the 91 Expos defeat the 2018 Washington Nationals by a score of 4-0. Brian Barnes, he doesn't get the shutout. Here I talked last time about letting the guy go for the shutout, but hey, it's Game 7. He walks everybody. He would have walked the bases loaded if we didn't take him out. So I'm sure he agrees. It probably was the best move. And Larry Walker is the game MVP. So looking at the Strasburg gave up 4 runs. He pitched better than he did the first time. Last time when he gave up 6 runs in 3 innings, now he gave up 4 runs in 5 innings. He leaves with an 11.25 ERA and an 0-2 record. Brian Barnes, his 2nd win. He has a 1.46 ERA in the 2 wins. You have to tip off your hat to Tim Burke, who pitched incredibly well, as did Jeff Facero, but they didn't get the save because they had a 4-run lead. Hitting wise, they gave Larry Walker the MVP. He was 2 for 4 with a home run. And who else? They only had 7 hits, so it wasn't a lot to choose from. So I guess the only guy who had 2 hits is the one that won the MVP. And they only had 2 hits in the entire game. Rendon had a single and Zimmerman, and that was it. Great Expo pitching. So that is it, ladies and gentlemen. So we can go to our bracket, and we can put here that the 91s upset the 25 ranked 91s, upset the 2018 8th ranked 4-3, and now the 1991s go on to the Sweet 16, where they will face the 1977 Expos. That is an evenly matched 24 versus 25 in the Sweet 16. The other series, 1994, faces 1984, 1 versus 16. Over here we have the second seeded 2016s versus 1985, the 18th seed, who had a slight upset over the 78s. We have here, we had a big upset as the 86 defeated 1981. So the 1986, the 23rd ranked faces 1979. Then here, the third ranked 2014s will face the 14th ranked 2013s. That should be an interesting series, 14 versus 13. Then we have 15 in the next one versus 19, the only World Series winning team in this franchise history. Then we go over here, 1980 will face 2017. I think of all the series, this one is the best. 1980, which was a hair breadth away from the playoffs that season, lost in the last weekend because of Mike Schmidt and his mighty home run at the Big O. And they will face 2017, who barely got by 1975. So it should be a very interesting series. And then 1993 will face 2009, the huge upset of the first, or the round of 32, when the 2009s destroy the 2012s, who are the fourth seed, 11-3 in Game 7. Well, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in once again, where once again your final score, the 1991 Expos 4 and the 2018 Washington Nationals 0. We'll sign off now. Thank you for tuning in. This is King Icky Boo saying have a great afternoon, everybody.